Well, 12 games in, getting ready for Boise. Be a tough contest for us. They've changed their lineup. They're playing Montego Alford, and they're starting the big German kid at center, bringing Duncan and Drimmick off the bench. So a little different. We're gonna have to guard the line like we always do. The unique thing about their team is they get to the line more than anybody in the league besides us, I think. Not I think, I know. But the biggest thing is you have to keep Thompson out of the paint. You got to keep Alford out of the paint, even though he hit 7 threes at Colorado State. You got to do the same thing with Paris. And then you got to guard one of the better players in the league in Webb. And then Duncan hurts you from the three-point line. So have to stop transition. So it'll be tough for us just because we're trying to improve and try to get better. It'll be a tough game for us. I'm glad we played better defense against San Jose State because we didn't play very good defense at Utah State. We did play very good defense at San Diego State, so hopefully we'll improve on that. And being at home, I think, will help. Health-wise, we're good. We don't have any issues. We'll go at it again today. Not very long, but we'll go at it competitively. Pink game of success, $3,600 raised for that. So it's all good. Radio show tonight, still leading the league in possessions, points per game. So now we got to continue to get on a roll with defensively. Get some games out of these next 6 games. Try to get on a roll defensively.
You guys, Boise State's change seems to be more defense than offense. Geared. Do you see them defensively looking different now that they've made that change in the starting lineup, or are minutes really changing that much?
I don't think minutes are changing that much. I just think he just decided. I don't know why he changed it. I haven't read anything the reason why he changed it, but those guys are playing the same amount of minutes.
25 games into the season. I mean, is it tough to kind of keep your team, focused at this point? I mean, because it is a long season. These guys have been going at it for a while.
Yeah, and that's why I talked about the other day is about trying to give them maybe July off a little bit, just because it's a long grind, especially with the young group. I think those guys are going through it for the first time. Elijah's going through it for the first time playing this many minutes. I think Cullen's going through it for the first time playing this many minutes, and Tim's probably not just because he played so much at Samford. But all our other guys are basically first-timers. So trying to keep it – I think what we've made a mistake in the past recently in the last month or so is we've given them too many days off, too much rest. And with the young team, I think it's got to be a little bit of each. You got to give them some time, but you got to go at them, try to get them to compete and try to get them to do some things in practice so they don't get stale and not compete when it's game time. So – it's all new to them, so hopefully we'll get through these next 6 games and play as well as we can.
Is the health okay from Elijah's hamstring in particular?
Yeah, his injury was he had a hip pointer. He got hit late in the game, so his hamstring is better than it's ever been. I think it was just he got hit, had a little bit of a hip pointer, got hit late in the game, but he has no issues today. He's been getting therapy, so I think he's okay.
Coach, can the records be deceiving this league a little bit? Could Boise State, pound for pound, be the best team in the league?
Yeah, they're good. They're really good. So they're talented. They're probably by far the most veteran team that we have in our league, experience-wise. Maybe the most veteran team in our league, experience-wise, for a long, long time since I've been here. So. They got guys that have been there. They got guys that have been on teams that's won championships. So, they're capable. They're capable, and it's a big test for us because we got to take care of our home court, and to stay ahead in the standings, we have to beat them. And they're coming in here thinking the same thing. To get ahead of us, they have to beat us. So, it'll be an interesting game.
Coach's remaining schedule's pretty tough. You get most of the best teams in the conference. What are some of the challenges heading down this stretch, getting ready for the tournament?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you just strive to steal a couple games on the road and win at home. If you can, win at home, that's key. and then try to steal a couple games on the road. Unfortunately, we don't have a bye left, so we understood that when it happened. So, the biggest thing is we gotta try to take care of home games and try to steal a couple on the road if we can.
The last 2 games, you've been real liberal with substitutions, getting
Right.
guys in.
Mm-hmm.
11 guys, I think, each the last couple games.
Right.
Do you expect that to continue down the home stretch?
I think what'll happen the next few games, I think if O gets a first foul or a quick foul, I think you'll see Joe. I think if he doesn't, you might not see Joe. I think it'll be, I'll rotate X and Tim and O. I don't have a problem playing Joe. I think Joe does a really good job, but we, unless we get in foul trouble with O getting the first foul in the first 4 minutes, then you'll see him. You're going to see Jordan and you're going to see Dane. And then I think you'll see Anthony in special situations where we need shooting or scoring or a lift. And then if Jordan's hurt or not playing well or, like last game I would have played him, but he got hurt. So then I went with Tim and Tim played well. So, I'm not going to play 3 point guards. So that's where it stands. We'll play 8. We can play all the way to 11. It's going to depend on each game.
Jordan being hurt, is that something that is continuing, or what was the injury there?
No, he's turned his ankle, and so I think he's okay. They haven't told me any different.
One more on O real quick. Have you
Mhm.
been addressing that with Tim and making sure he doesn't get into foul trouble like he's been getting the last couple days?
We address it all the time, but it doesn't mean you're going to keep him from getting in fouls. I mean, we're trying to do a lot of things, but he's got to continue to stay out of foul trouble and get his hands up. When you're 7'1" and you don't get your hands up and use your length, and you get your hands down, you're probably going to get a foul with the new rules. So he's learning. He's gotten better, but hopefully he'll continue to do that. But a lot of his fouls have been unfortunate ones where he just doesn't get his hands up.
You answered a question already about the remaining schedule being tough.
Right.
A lot of teams in the standings.
Mhm.
The other one is at Air Force, where it's been a tough game too. Do you, maybe as a staff, maybe not so much the players, but do you guys start looking at, we need to do this to stay in this seeding, and that 6th spot in the seeding is the extra game. So are you talking about trying to at least stay in the top 5, or does seeding
Yeah, you
not-
want to win the league. That's what we talk about. I don't know if we'll catch them, but we talk about each game at a time, and we know where we stand. I don't think the guys always do. As a staff, you do. So you just you concentrate on one game at a time, but as a staff, we discuss it. We know where we stand. I don't know if the players do. Try not to get them thinking too far ahead.
With Tim playing extremely well lately, do you expect teams during this home stretch to really clamp down on him in the post?
I think they'll try. I just don't know how much they can with, it's like Jeff made a good point the other day. We're not shooting the ball very well, so they might take a chance. But it's like I said before, pick your poison. So I'm sure there'll be some different looks at him. I think they'll run some different things at him, but I think we've seen it all. I think we're not going into the last 6 games not seeing everything that can be thrown at you offensively. So, offensively for us to run against different defenses. So, hopefully we'll be ready for that. But I'm sure there'll be some changes.
I know there's some other players, obviously, in the conversation. Do you consider both Tim and Elijah as contenders right now for Player of the Year, not just first team, but Player of the Year in this conference?
Yeah, I think both of them will be first team, depending on how we finish. But, I think they definitely have to be Player of the Year. It'll just be interesting to see how everybody votes because in years past it's always been the team that's won it, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
What makes Elijah so effective at being able to get to the foul line when things aren't necessarily going his way?
He just knows how to get fouled. I mean, it's a lost art. I mean, he knows how to use his body. He knows how to, throw his arms up. He's done a good job with that, and he's hard to guard. And with the new rules, he's learned how to draw fouls. And I think the biggest thing about our team is we've gotten better at learning when we're in the bonus and when we're not in the bonus. Instead of taking bad jump shots or not driving it to the rim, I think we've learned that. We're able to get to the line. He's able to get to the line a lot.
You had mentioned the Tim Williams playing off him and Cullen both, but playing off Tim that they do really well, even though the shots lately haven't been falling. But
Mhm.
they've gotten so much better at playing off of one another. Do you see that with the Tim thing? Actually, the interaction between Tim and Elijah, or Tim and Cullen, or whoever else.
Yeah, because I think we've made a really big effort after Hawaii to start there. Start throwing it in there. I thought that was the biggest key to our get us going again. I think the biggest key was that, hey, we got to throw it inside and let's play off of that. And I think once we started doing that, once we started running offensive after made shots, I think it really helped us offensively.
With Boise State looking different than the first time,
Mhm.
is there anything you can take away from the first meeting?
Yeah, because I think, JP, I think the biggest thing is they're still playing the same guys. It's just a different starting lineup. Not as many minutes for the other guys, but yeah, there's a lot of things because they play, that you're going to get transition threes. They're going to attack you in transition. They're going to run hard in transition offensively. You got to guard the line in transition. And then you got to be ready for the ball screens where they're picking and popping, looking for threes. So they don't have a really guy that's a great low post scorer, a guy that they just put down there and throw it to him like we do. But they have guys that can score down there and also score from the outside, so that's what makes them dangerous.